Basically, India's forex reserve contains foreign currency assets. That is, India's foreign currency is not just currency. For example, India has 430 lakhs dollars as what forex currency, just in currency. There are other aspects to foreign currency assets. Our foreign currency deposits of RBI with foreign central banks. RBI might have some deposits with foreign central banks. That is part of India's foreign currency assets. Look at this. Foreign currency and foreign currency assets are two things. Foreign currency assets is a larger bucket. Under it, we have foreign currency as one part of our forex reserve. Then we have foreign currency deposits of RBI with foreign central banks. The BIS, Bank of International Standards. Okay. Then non-resident deposits. Non-resident deposits means deposits of non-residents. Okay. This includes institutions as well as deposit agreements with IMF trust accounts that are readily available to meet a BOP financing need. That is deposits with the IMF. That is also considered as our foreign currency assets, not foreign currency. Foreign currency assets. Foreign currency is different. Our deposits with foreign central banks are different. But both are foreign currency assets. Both are not foreign currency. Are you getting? There's a difference. Okay. Then securities issued by non-residents and financial derivatives having underlying foreign currency assets. Not very important. Just read. Then gold stock of RBI. Gold stock of RBI is an important part of India's forex reserves. Why? Because if there is a need for forex reserve, this gold can easily be converted into foreign currency. Okay, so the gold reserves of RBI is also considered as what? Foreign reserves, currency reserves, forex reserves, foreign exchange reserves, not currency reserves. Reserve tranche. This is a very important concept. Reserve tranche. India's quota to IMF and lending to general resource account of IMF. Basically, reserve tranche. It is actually a corpus of money. Reserve tranche is actually a corpus of money which is dependent on India's quota to IMF and lending to general resource account of IMF. Basically, every member country of IMF, I'll explain this. India's quota means every member country of IMF. India is a member country. There are many other member countries. They actually pay a certain amount as quota for their membership. And also, they have an ability to lend to general resource account. General resource account is an account with the IMF that actually deals with the spending of IMF. And many countries who are well off can lend to that. They can send money to that. So India has some lending, and also India has a quota. Okay. And depending on this quota, depending on whatever the government has lent to this general resource account, that amount is also considered under India's forex reserves. That amount is also considered under India's forex reserves. Hope you are getting the point. Okay. That amount is also under India's reserves. India is making some quota payments to the IMF and also some what? Amount to the general resource account. That actually also covers India's what? Forex reserves. Okay. And this quota, this can be paid in SDR or any foreign currency accepted. This can be paid in SDR. We will discuss what SDR is, or any other foreign currency. You can pay it in dollars, euros, or anything. Or in the form of SDR. SDR is called special drawing rights. SDR is called special drawing rights. I'll explain what it is. It is an international reserve asset created by the IMF to supplement official reserves of its member countries. It's a reserve asset. It is not actively in use. It's a reserve asset. It is actually used as a reserve asset created by IMF for member countries. Okay. So the SDR is not a currency. Actually, SDR is not a currency. It is a potential claim on the freely usable currencies of IMF members. Okay. So 1 second. So basically, SDR is not a currency. SDR is not a currency. It is actually a claim on IMF. I am India. My country is India. I have a claim on IMF on certain amount of money to be lent to me. This is SDR, special drawing rights. That is a right. That is not exactly a corpus of money. That is a potential claim. And it depends on whatever money we have given to IMF. That is our quota or payment to general resource account, everything. So if my balance of payment situation is actually bad, if it is going to a deficit, I can claim a certain amount from the IMF as loans. This is SDR. So what up to what India can claim? This is the question. If India's contribution is $100, okay, can India claim up to $100, fully $100, or can India claim more? This is the question. Yes, India can claim more. India can claim up to 200% of its quota. If its quota is 100, it can what? Borrow up to $200. That is 200, up to 200% India can borrow. So this is a potential claim. It is not actively in use. It's a right that can be used when there is a crisis situation. That is special drawing rights. Special case drawing rights. India has every country, member country has a potential claim. It need not that it is always used. So it is a potential claim. And any country can access up to 200% of the total quota of that country. Okay, that is the importance of SDR. And that is why it is called a reserve asset. It is not actively in use. It is used as a reserve, a safety mechanism, a safety valve that can be used somewhere in the next time or in the future time when any country faces a crisis. That is SDR, special rights. See, this is the potential claim on the freely usable currencies of IMF. So SDRs can provide a country with liquidity. If there is a deficit in liquid cash, liquid dollars, so that can actually help countries. SDR can help countries to access liquidity at a low cost. Okay. So it is based on the values of a basket of currencies. SDR is not itself a currency. You may get a statement like that. SDR is a currency by IMF on which any country, any member country has a potential claim. That is wrong. SDR is not a currency. It is only a potential claim. It's a right. It's a claim on the IMF. But its value depends on 6 currencies: the US dollar, euro, Chinese yuan or renminbi, Japanese yen, and the British pound. 5 currencies, or not 6, 5 currencies. Okay. So SDR is itself not a currency. You may get a statement like that. And in the course of time, you will actually take that as a true statement. No. SDR is not a currency. But its value is dependent on 5 currencies. That is the Japanese yen, Chinese renminbi, US dollars, pound, and euro. Yes, euro. That is currencies that actually determine the international trade, most important currencies. The member countries are entitled to get a loan from IMF SDR up to 200% of members' quota with IMF. Are you getting the point? Any country can get up to 200% of whatever quota the country has given to the IMF. So that is a potential asset. This is also considered as India's Forex reserve. So far we discussed about foreign currency assets. That is foreign currency and deposits of RBI and all. Then we discussed regarding gold. Gold is a Forex reserve. Okay. Then we discussed regarding this, the SDR, and also the reserve tranche, where India actually has parked some money. Depending on that, India can access some money, or any country. Okay. So the question is the IMF really lending directly? Is the IMF giving loans from its money? Not exactly. IMF is actually pooling money from many countries. Not just India. Every country has to give certain amount as quota, right? So IMF acts as a pooling mechanism. It actually pools every money from every company, every country. And if any country faces a crisis, even if a country is giving just $100, from the pool, it can give up to $200. That is up to 200%. That additional money is taken from the pool. IMF is not lending directly. It is taking from the pool. So IMF is not involved directly in lending, but it is actually acting as a facilitator to enable liquidity deficit countries to have access to liquidity at a very low cost.